This is Matthew Creditors, Bitcoin University. Today I want to talk about whether there's a big dump coming from the Bitcoin that are being distributed from the Mt. Gox bankruptcy. Finally, after 10 years, Mt. Gox, of course, was the early largest Bitcoin exchange at the time. It was launched in 2010, and by the time it went bankrupt and closed in 2014, it was already handling over 70% of all the Bitcoin buys and sells worldwide. This was the original lesson in not your keys, not your coins, and why it's very important not to leave your Bitcoin on an exchange where they can be hacked or stolen. It's also a good time to revisit the scammer, the Bitcoin Cash scammer, Roger Ver, and what he said at the time to reassure people that their Bitcoin was still safe.
I'm Roger Ver, longtime Bitcoin advocate and investor. Today I'm at the Mt. Gox World Headquarters in Tokyo, Japan. I had a nice chat with Mt. Gox CEO Mark Karpeles about their current situation. He showed me multiple bank statements as well as letters from banks and lawyers. I'm sure that all the current withdrawal problems at Mt. Gox are being caused by the traditional banking system, not because
Which is, of course, absurd because you don't need any input or any help from the traditional banking system to send someone their Bitcoin. It turns out they did not have enough Bitcoin there. So this is one in a series of many, many lies by Roger Ver. But it does look like that people are going to begin to get some of their Bitcoin back, up to $9 billion worth of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, because, of course, that fork happened while these coins were still being held by the Mt. Gox trustee. And it looks like these coins, this Bitcoin, will be starting to be returned to people at the beginning of July, so just in a couple of weeks from now. This letter is on the Mt. Gox website. It looks legitimate, and it does look like these repayments are going to start. And so the market is panicking about this. There have been signs that this distribution was coming in April of this year. Mt. Gox Creditors reported that they had an update in their payment system on the website. And we can see here someone put in a snapshot basically showing the date, April 18th, 2024, and the fact that they were beginning to make plans to redistribute the Bitcoin. And then at the end of May, Mt. Gox moved at first $2.9 billion worth of Bitcoin, and then it moved another amount of Bitcoin up to $9.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. And we were able to see, thanks to some good chain analysis research, this is one thing that these companies can do that's decent, we were able to see how much had moved from the Mt. Gox wallet, 141,686. And I'll put a link to this in the description notes below if you want to follow along. And you can see those transactions here moving large amounts of Bitcoin on May 28th, 2024. All of which is to say that this looks like this is finally going to happen after many, many years of people talking about it. Now, 141,686 Bitcoin out of a total of 21 million Bitcoin, that's just 0.675%. So just a bit more than a 0.5% of the coins may be sold. The actual amount will probably be much lower for this reason, because creditors, in other words, old customers of Mt. Gox, have had more than 10 years to sell their claims. And what you do if you're selling your claim is you give up your claim for Bitcoin that Mt. Gox owes you in exchange for a fiat payment today. And these claims were made at various levels. Who knows, 40% on the dollar, 50% on the dollar, 60% on the dollar, something like that. But won't the hedge funds that bought up those claims dump the Bitcoin once they receive it this summer from Mt. Gox? Perhaps they will, but they've also had years and years to hedge their positions. In other words, to go short Bitcoin futures or short Bitcoin ETFs to sort of lock in their profit potential. And so if they sell their Bitcoin after they finally receive it from the Mt. Gox trustee, they will also buy back their short futures positions or their short ETF positions. And so the net effect for these hedged institutional traders will be zero. The net effect on Bitcoin's price will be zero. So why is the market panicking today? Probably just because people are idiots when it comes to Bitcoin. They are very short-sighted, and they use very short-term news as a catalyst to trade. Even Elon Musk has traded in and out of Bitcoin like a complete fool over the past couple of years, where he talked about the long-term potential of Bitcoin when he bought in 2021, and then he dumps 75% of it near the lows in 2022. And then we have these endless rumors about people buying and selling Bitcoin, and I'd really encourage you to disregard all of these. This was a rumor from August 18th of 2023 that looks like it was wrong, because the reports are that SpaceX still owns this Bitcoin, but supposedly they were dumping it August 18th, 2023. We can see where that is. That is right here when Bitcoin was at 27,000. So if you follow these short-term news and you trade based on it, you're going to end up really hampering your Bitcoin return. Something similar has been happening. This Mt. Gox FUD has been happening for years and years and years. Here was August 23rd, 2022. And if we scroll out and look at that, that was when people were dumping their Bitcoin right around here at 19 or 20,000 on rumors that the Mt. Gox payments were about to start. So this is long-term FUD, and the best thing you can do is really ignore it. One of the funny things about it, though, is it's causing a sell-off across all the cryptocurrencies. So it's actually Bitcoin, which may be dumped, but Ethereum is selling off even harder on the news, down 5%. This just helps to show how all the other cryptocurrencies are complete derivatives of Bitcoin's price and how they don't really have a mind of their own. People dumping Ethereum because Mt. Gox is going to be distributing Bitcoin. It doesn't even make any sense. So I'd encourage you to ignore the rumors, ignore the flows, ignore the online movements of Bitcoin from onto an exchange, off an exchange. These things do not matter if you're a long-term hodler, and you should actually be happy if Mt. Gox sellers dump and depress the price. This provides the opportunity for more people to get on the Bitcoin lifeboat before the next round of money printing and the next leg down in fiat. And so if your Bitcoin's sitting safe in cold storage, you obviously have nothing to worry about. However, do not leave your Bitcoin on an exchange that might turn out to be the next Mt. Gox, which is to say any and every exchange has this potential to either be hacked or to be criminally drained of its Bitcoin. Not your keys, not your coins. People first learned this with Mt. Gox, and people really should understand the lesson today. Do not leave your Bitcoin on an exchange. Instead, withdraw it and hold your private keys on a hardware wallet like a cold card. If you want to be a truly self-sovereign holder of Bitcoin, learn how to hold your own Bitcoin private keys. Learn to use these tools, and I guarantee you the feeling is incredible once you're much less reliant on banks and you're much less reliant on large exchanges to give you permission to move your Bitcoin. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. Let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. And thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video.